Hi YouTube community, this is another pick a pile this week. We are going to be doing what do people find alluring or attractive or sensual about you. This came to me like on Monday and I thought it was a really good idea, so I wrote it down and here we are. But yeah, y'all know the drill. I don't have to explain how pick a piles work. If you need a little bit of a disclaimer, remember that roles can be reversed in tarot, readings are timeless, and try not to take things so literally and just kind of like have fun with it. This is supposed to be fun. You're not supposed to be attached to the outcome. Just let it flow, okay? As always, the songs will be in the description box below underneath each pile option, and the timestamps are listed in the comment section, the description box as well. And yeah, if you guys need some time, if you're immediately drawn to one, that's dope. If you need some time, you can pause it and take some deep breaths. And maybe you're going to be drawn to more than one. That's okay too. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoy this. I love y'all. And if you have ideas for future pick a pile readings here, put it in my comment section. Okay, bye. Hello, babies. This is for those of you that chose pile number 1 or you were drawn to the actual tarot deck here. Immediately when I was pulled to this deck, I started hearing that this collective, what people find attractive, alluring, or enticing about you is your sex appeal. Okay, like how you demonstrate your sexual energy is something that has a lot of people, like they're showing me like a drooling emoji almost, like an imagery. I can't quite pinpoint where this cartoon is from, but it's like this cartoon of this like little white dude who's like drooling like crazy and his eyes are like bugging out. There's something about that that's important for this collective. I feel like this is a group of like very physically like stereotypically attractive people. Like you could have like a beautiful smile or really pretty eyes, or like something about your hair is significant, like you have nice skin, you have a nice body shape. I don't know, take it how it resonates for you. Maybe all of the above. Anyway, people are really drawn to like your physical beauty, but it goes beyond that because it's how you carry yourself, it's how you maintain yourself, it's how like you walk, how you talk. Like there's something really significant about that. Honestly, I feel like this group, you're really confident and you're not afraid of your confidence. Like this is something that a lot of people find really enticing. The song Can't Feel My Face by The Weeknd is the first one to come on, which just makes me think like some of you could have a tendency to attract a lot of addicts, okay? Specifically to what he used to be addicted to. If you don't know what that was, I would highly recommend doing a little background check on Google into like his substance issues in the past. He was pretty open about it. That's what this song is about as well. Okay. Yeah, there's something really significant about this collective. Like your sensuality and how you display it is very, very attractive to people, especially because we literally have the devil coming out, and in like tarot the devil can sometimes actually symbolize like an actual energy. I don't know what YouTube censors, and I don't know like what I can and can't say, so I hope y'all know what I mean when I say that. Interesting. So at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Eight of Wands. I also feel like one thing that's really attractive about this collective is how passionate you are about life. Like some of you are really passionate about your career. You're really passionate about a hobby that you really enjoy, or like just in general, you're a passionate person. And I feel like people find that really attractive. Like it goes hand in hand with your confidence is what I just heard. Excuse me. I honestly feel like you have quite a people like crushing on you at this moment in your life. Like this is giving very like divine feminine, divine masculine energy regardless of your gender. Like you just have a lot of people interested in you because of your physical attractiveness. Like I'm honestly sensing this collective, you could have struggled with what's called pretty girl privilege or pretty boy privilege, where the majority of your life you had people lusting after you because you're physically attractive, but you didn't have a lot of people loving you for you, if that makes sense. Like I feel like there could be some trauma surrounding that for this group. There is really a big significance for my traditional women on your chest. I feel like you have a lot of people like drooling over that area of you, if you will. It's how you maintain yourself is all I keep hearing on repeat. Like, there's something about your energy that's very magnetic, they want me to mention. And I feel like this collective, not only are you physically very attractive and, like, you have this, like, sensuality about you that the average person doesn't have, there's an aspect of you that's very abundant. And it's almost like you call abundance in without really blinking or lifting a finger. And people find that really enticing as well. They're always like, well, how do they do that? How do they manifest so easily, is what I just heard. I'm also sensing for those of you that have, like, there's something really specific. This is so specific. You have exes that are still so hung up on you because of how you are in the bedroom. Like, there's something about how much of a freak you are in the sheets that, like, has literally so many people from your past hooked on you. Even if they weren't, like, ex-partners and these were just, like, actual flings, like, someone that you hooked up with casually or you had, like, a one-night stand with, like, you have them completely hooked. And I feel like it's because this collective, you're a little freaky. You're a little freaky deaky. I love that, actually. I would like to start doing more 18 plus readings on my Patreon, so I might start incorporating that into, like, my rotation of posts. So if you want to hear more about the freaky deaky stuff, maybe sign up to my Patreon. The link's in my link tree, of course. There's something, like, significant about an orgy. I don't know, man. I just work here. Okay. Perhaps you did that with someone from your past. I don't know. There is a really big emphasis on, like, your sexuality. Like, I feel like this is the biggest message coming through for this collective. Like, what people find attractive the most about you is how you carry that aspect of you. I also feel like this collective has done a lot. Like, I'm talking a lot of shadow work. And there's something about the healing that you've achieved and the growth and success that you've created for yourself that also pulls people in, that also attracts them to you. Like, if you struggled with addictions in the past, you overcame those. And there's something about, like, people seeing that and really admiring that side of you. I feel like this group could have had a lot of toxic relationships when they were younger or even, like, before your healing era. And this was something that, like, you definitely dealt with from a very young age. And this, like, may have made you a little bit more insecure in the past. And there's something about the version of you that you've become over your chapter of healing that is, like, light years away from who you used to be, is what they're saying. And I feel like this is something people find incredibly attractive. And it has, like, again, like, it has, like, exes and past flings, past friends even, like, eating their words or eating, like, letting you go kind of thing. I feel like a lot of people fumbled you. Excuse me, confirmation. And it's because a lot of people didn't see your worth because you didn't see your worth at the time. But the more you stepped into your power, the more you embraced your sexuality, the more you embraced your confidence, the more you healed, the more you recognized your own worth, and then people from your past started to be like, oh shit, I shouldn't have let him or her go. Like, oh fuck, I fumbled a real one. Something about pomegranates could be significant for this collective energy as well, which is giving Persephone. There, honestly, I hate to say this, but there could be someone from your past that's about to pop back up. This could have been an old friend of yours. It could have been a spicy connection, like someone that you only had kind of like a spicy fling with. There's just someone from your past who I feel like didn't really take you seriously, especially because they're pulling me back to that Four of Cups. And, like, if you look at this imagery, she's, like, talking to him and he's, like, looking in the opposite direction. There's something about how, like, in the past, this person didn't really listen to you, or they didn't really pay attention to you, or, like, they didn't really see you. And again, I feel like that has a lot to do with this collective not seeing themselves, but something in this energy is shifting. You and this person have wild chemistry, especially in the bedroom. Some of you have actually never been intimate with this person before. The song The Hills by The Weeknd, yeah, you definitely need to look up this artist's previous or current, I don't actually know, addiction. Because I feel like you may have had that addiction yourself, or you have drawn in a lot of partners that have that addiction. I don't know. Take that however it resonates. I also find this particular album so sensual. I don't know why, but it gives, like, if you're gonna, like, put music on to get freaky deaky, like, this is the kind of, like, low vibe kind of, like, energy. I don't know. I do feel like what's interesting to me, though, is, like I was saying, I feel like in the past, whoever this is that's about to pop up, like, again, this was definitely, like, a friend of yours. I feel like there was never really anything all that serious with this person. You and this person could have been spicy, but for the majority of you, I feel like it never really got off the ground. I feel like this person is recognizing that they never should have let you go, okay? They're realizing that, like, you were actually someone really pure-hearted and really authentic and, like, someone super fucking attractive is what I just heard. But in the past, they couldn't see that because you couldn't see that. And I feel like one of the things that shifted in this energy is this person's recognizing, like, your worth in a way that they didn't see before. And, like, on one hand, like, if they didn't see it, then do they even really deserve a chance with you, in my opinion? But, like, on the other hand, you didn't see it then, so how could you really fault them for it? Ultimately, it's going to be up to this collective. Like, if it intuitively feels right to give this person the opportunity, then do it. But if it doesn't feel that way, then trust that gut instinct. However, I think it's really interesting that in the Nine of Cups imagery, there's, like, no nudity in it, but I'm going to cover it anyway, just to be safe. In this imagery, if you look at it, he's, like, engulfed in her, and she's looking in the opposite direction. So I feel like that's exactly what's about to happen here. It's like the tables truly are turning in a situation. Yeah, especially because I just flipped and saw the Nine of Cups. This is someone coming towards you who's going to offer you some sort of, like, very romantic love, is what I'm hearing. And the actual chemistry between the two of you is out of this world. Like, I feel like those of you that haven't been intimate with this person before, you haven't been because you know it's going to be addictive, is what I just heard. Or you know that it's going to be crazy. Like, and if you didn't know that, then this person knew that. Like, there's something about the chemistry that you two have when it comes to the spicy aspect that's, like, literally unmatchable, is what I'm hearing. I do also, I'm hearing something about, like, how this collective, something people find really attractive about you is how you speak. So, like, not only are you very intellectual and very physically attractive, but, like, you can maintain a conversation with people effortlessly, and people really like that. They like how you can, like, engage in conversation and, like, how you're able to, like, you're educated and you have a lot of knowledge and stuff. There's something about that that's important. I'm also seeing something about how, like, you're not afraid to stand up for yourself. You're not afraid to use your voice. You're not afraid to be like, hey, like, F you, I don't really like this, or hey, like, we're not going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you have the ability to maintain and set healthy boundaries, and I feel like this is something people find very attractive about you as well. Now, the other thing I find kind of interesting here is this Knight of Cups energy is, like, there's, like, a woman in the water and she's kind of, like, hiding herself. So there could be an aspect of you that even though you're very confident, even though you're very charismatic, even though you carry this sensual energy about you, there's an aspect of you that's also very modest. And I feel like it's because you're the type of person, like, maybe you're a very traditional type of person where, like, you get access to that kind of stuff if you get access to you in that intimate way. Take that however it resonates. Someone really likes that about you. And I'm also sensing, like, there is someone very romantic coming into your life. Very romantic. There's so much spicy energy here. What did I say about, like, this is a collective of divine feminines or divine masculines? Like, in this song, Doja Cat even says divine feminine. I feel like that's exactly it. Honestly, for some of you, part of the reason that there's this person coming towards you is because you just stepped into this divine feminine energy. And this person is, like, finally recognizing that, and they're just kind of like, holy crap, like, how did I let that go? Kind of thing. And again, I don't feel like this is someone you had a serious relationship with, okay? Like, this was not a toxic ex. This was not someone who abused you. This wasn't someone who was emotionally manipulative. Like, honest to gosh, I feel like for the majority of this collective, this was a friend. This was someone that you friend-zoned or they friend-zoned. There might have been some, like, spicy talk over text, like, actual, like, you know, sexting, that kind of stuff. But I feel like it never went beyond that. Like, I feel like you and this person never even kissed, let alone touched, is what I just heard for the majority of this group. I feel like this was very, like, surface level. It was very short-lived, and, like, at the end of the day, you guys were more friends than anything else. And I feel like there was some sort of distance between y'all because either one of you got into a relationship, or there is physical distance between you, or, I don't know, life happens sometimes, okay? But something about, like, the healing that you've done since this connection is, like, astronomical, is what I just heard. And this person's recognizing that, like, there's something between y'all that, like, they've never experienced with anyone else. And especially for those of you that have never been intimate with this person, like, there is a really big emphasis on how they're recognizing that you are something to them. Like, honestly, for a lot of you, this person's recognizing you're their divine feminine or you're their divine masculine. And they're recognizing this truth because you've never been intimate. And they still feel such a sensual energy towards you, such wild attraction is what they're showing me. I also feel a really strong emphasis on, like, how this person's really attracted to the fact that you're not afraid to speak your truth. You're not afraid of conflict. You're not afraid to, like, use your voice. You're not afraid of competition. You're not afraid to set boundaries and maintain them. Yeah, literally, what did I just say? This is the Emperor. I literally cannot make this up with the Magician. This is something that this collective could have been manifesting. But this is exactly what I mean. Like, I feel like you've dealt with a lot of breadcrumbing in the past. It's like I said in the beginning of this reading, like pretty girl or pretty boy privilege, where like you've dealt with a lot of people who lusted after you but didn't really love you. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's something significant about like this change that's coming in for this collective, because like not only do you have a lot of options, but you are not afraid to cut those options off. It's almost like I'm hearing the irony, like you've now become the breadcrumber, is what I just heard. I honestly feel like whoever this Emperor energy is manifesting as, also the King of Cups and the Emperor together actually has a culmination of like husband material. So like for those of you that this is, excuse me, even if this isn't a traditional man actually, but for those of you that this is a traditional man, there is a level of husband energy here. Even if it isn't, like there is a level of marriage status in this energy, someone that you could truly settle down with. And I feel like this person loves that you're not afraid to cut people off. They love that you're cutthroat. They love that you breadcrumb people. Even when you do it to this person, like, is what I just heard. I do feel like this person's been manifesting you though. And it's giving this energy, like, I feel like, honestly, for a lot of you, you kind of, like, got a player catching feelings. Like, you struck this person, like, Cupid struck this person, or, like, you struck this person. I don't know. Take it however it resonates. There's just this influence here where, like, they feel struck by Cupid. Something about, like, a trigger is what I just heard. There could be something surrounding that, especially because the song Triggered, the remix, just came on by Jhene and Aiko, again, in the description box below. But for some of you, this person could be processing a trigger, that could be dealing with something, or you are, or like, there's something about the other thing that people find really attractive about you and really alluring is no matter how many triggers you face, no matter how many challenges or obstacles are put in your path, you're able to overcome it. And that's because this collective has been focused on self-growth. You've been focused on healing. So like now you're at a point where when a trigger surfaces, it doesn't faze you. Interesting. I do feel like there is a love offer coming for this group though, from whoever this person is. Yeah, this person also, like, there's something about this, I shouldn't say this person, because I feel like this is, like, a collective of people. Like, you have a lot of options, babies. I feel like this collective, like, another thing people find really attractive about you, there's something about how you dress, like, something about your sense of style that's very attractive. There's something about how you carry yourself, like we talked about. This collective, something about your taste in music could be significant. How you're very youthful, and, like, no matter your age, like, you're bubbly, you're youthful, you're a party crowd goer, if you will. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like your energy is very light is what they're showing me. Yeah, there's some sort of communication coming forward. This person, for some of you, if they have your phone number, they're going to call you unexpectedly. Others of you, they're going to message you online. Small group of you might meet this person on a dating app, and then a smaller group of you, there's going to be a text message is what I'm hearing. Take it however it resonates. But there is some sort of communication coming towards this collective. Yeah, like, honestly, for those of you that are blonde, like, people love that about you. They love your hair color. They love your hair in general. Like, maybe this collective takes really good care of their hair. They love that, like, you are laid back. They love that you're bubbly. They love that. They're also showing me, like, I never really understood this. This says blonde, but then it's red hair. So there could be something about that as well. Like, maybe you have red hair or you do fun colors sometimes. A big emphasis on the red because we do have the two reds here, and this is kind of a red tone as well. So, like, maybe you guys have red hair right now, or you've done it in the past. There's something about that. People also find your spiritual growth incredibly attractive. I'm hearing, like, the average person could not have handled what you went through. I feel like this collective has learned and grown on a level that's so fundamentally deep, and you've expanded your soul in such a beautiful way that the average people are just like, how the fuck did they do that? I told y'all, you have a lot of options. Dating queen, regardless of your gender, like, you have opportunities, potential dates, like, new interests coming towards you. A lot of people want your attention right now. There could be some gossip being spread about this collective behind closed doors, but I'm honestly hearing it's not even phasing you. Yeah, this could have to do with, like, a past love interest. So, honestly, for some of you, this gossip that's happening, this, like, small talk bull crap is what I'm hearing, has to do with, like, you and someone you were with in your past. So, either this is, like, your ex talking about you, or it's someone connected to them that's gossiping about you. Either way, it's, like, not even worth it. Yeah, this had to do with, like, a love triangle. So, like, perhaps there was, like, a third party involved in a situation, and, like, they're gossiping about you, but you gained freedom from this situation. You walked away from this person is what I'm hearing. I do feel like whoever's coming towards you is, like, a lighter-skinned, masculine energy. This can be a woman, non-binary, man, whatever. They have, like, light hair or, like, a brown hair they're showing me, and blue eyes is what I'm seeing. And for some of you, their eyes are green, is what they just told me, okay? I also feel like this collective, like, you used to be a bit of a wallflower. You used to be a little bit timid, a little bit shy. You would withhold an aspect of yourself. And part of what shifted in this energy to help you become more alluring and enticing is you kind of let this aspect go. You became more confident. You became more open. You became more bubbly. And the more you did that, the more you started to attract abundance, literally. There's some sort of gift coming towards this collective. They are showing me like a bouquet of roses for some of you. For others of you, like, there is just some sort of an abundant gift coming towards you. Take it how it resonates, okay? But that's what I have for this group. Again, the songs are in the comments, or not the description box below. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Hello, pile number 2. This is for those of you that chose this pile or you were drawn to the Tattoo Tarot deck. Immediately when I was drawn to this one, it automatically made me feel like this collective, part of what people find most alluring and attractive about you has to do with the ink on your skin. Like, point blank period. Either you have tattoos or like you just started getting them, or maybe you're even a tattoo artist. Like, there's something about that that's really significant. If you're not like a tattoo artist and you don't have any tattoos, this could actually be like maybe you are really artistic and creative and people find that really attractive about you. There's just something about creativity that's significant for this group when it comes to why people find you most alluring and attractive. I'm also hearing something about like a Purelator delivery today. I don't know. I just ultimately work here. Anyway, the song that came on first for this group is called I'm Coming Over, and it's by Chris Young, and it'll be in the description box below, of course, as well as all the other songs that play during this pile. But yeah, I feel like this collective, like, there's something about, like, your creativity and, like, your art that's very attractive. Like, it pulls people towards you. Those of you that don't have tattoos. Or it's both. Like, maybe you do have tattoos, but you're also really artistic. I also just heard, like, autistic. So, like, maybe some of you are autistic or you're on the spectrum. I don't know. I'm also seeing something about, like, your stability. There's something significant about, like, either your financial stability or, like, your physical stability. Maybe you're the type that's very grounded. You're very secure in yourself. You're very confident. You know who you are, is what I'm hearing, which is also very attractive to people. They're also showing me, like, golfing could be significant for this collective. So, like, perhaps there's, like, a hobby that you really enjoy, that people think is attractive about you. I don't know. I just work here. I'm also hearing, like, yeah. So with this world's influence clarified by the Wheel of Fortune clarified by the world, this is really giving me the energy that, like, this collective, I knew it, this collective, like, the way you handled challenges, the way you handle obstacles, the way you handle, like, life in, if you will, is very attractive. Like, people find that very alluring about you. I honestly feel like this group, there's a bit of a side message here. I know that this is mostly about, like, what is most enticing and alluring about you, or physically attractive, etc. But there's a bit of a side message coming through that if you've been dealing with someone very emotionally or mentally manipulative, someone that's been draining you of your light and your energy, I feel like that chapter of your life is coming to a close. If you've been struggling with, like, self-doubt, if you've been really struggling with heavier emotions, I feel like there is something shifting in the energy for you because you're stepping into a more stable position within yourself, okay? Anywho, with the bottom of the deck's influence being this Page of Wands energy, I also feel like people find it really attractive how open you are about your spirituality for this group. Like, there's something about how, like, you could be very open with your spiritual beliefs and, like, your practices. Maybe you practice, like, Wicca, or maybe you're pagan, or maybe you just have some sort of, like, spiritual religion. Like, there's something about, like, your spirituality that's really, really significant to why people are intrigued by you, is what they're telling me. I also feel like you inspire a lot of people to embrace a more authentic side of themselves, especially for those of you that are, like, very open about your spiritual side. Like, I feel like the more open you are about it, you inspire others to do the same. There's also something about, like, how, people love how you're able to discover new peaks, is what they're showing me. Like, this collective could be the type to, like, if you hit a challenge or a roadblock, like we talked about in the beginning here, you are very likely to climb out of it because you discover the potential in it. You discover the lesson. You discover what you needed to see. There's also an aspect of this group that something about your eyes, like, your eyes are very, very enticing, is what they're saying. Okay, you could have really nice eyes. This could be something you're complimented on quite a bit. I also feel like you're very free-spirited. Okay, so people love that about you. They find that very attractive, especially for those that, like, conventionally don't feel comfortable being themselves. So people that are like, I don't want to say like insecure, but that is the word they just gave me. But like they're showing me people that are a little bit afraid of embracing that, and afraid of being like seen, or maybe they just have like some ridicule fear. Take it however it resonates. Like the fact that you are comfortable being your authentic self and being a little bit more out there, if you will, is something that people actually find really endearing and enticing. There's something about how it's very attractive to like a lot of people, how you just do that is what I just heard. But I do really feel like a strong message is coming through for this collective with the Magician reversed, the Strength reversed, the Wheel of Fortune, and the World here. Like, I really feel like there's a significant message coming in that whatever you've been dealing with that's been making you feel a little bit more low energy, a little bit down and out, if you will, I feel like it's on its way out, okay? So when it comes to the Magician in the reverse position, this is a huge indication to me that there's some sort of manipulation in the energy. Part of this is because of your poor planning and not fully tapping into your talents and your abilities. But I feel like what I talked about for this collective, like one of the shifts that's happening for you and one of the transformations that you're experiencing that's helping you to kind of embrace more of a free-spirited energy is how you're able to just overcome challenges, okay? Like they're really pulling me back to what I said about how like this collective, people find it really enticing and attractive, and like they admire this, but also some people envy this side of you, how you can just face a challenge, learn the lesson from it, and take what you learned and integrate it into your present. Like there's something about how you are really comfortable with the natural cycles of life, and I feel like this is something that the average person can sometimes throw shade towards you for, if that makes sense. I do feel like this collective, one of the things that Spirit's kind of encouraging you to do during this transformation that you're experiencing is kind of acknowledge the aspects of you that might have been not fully embracing your talents or your abilities or your skills, okay, is what I just heard. Especially because you do have such positive change unfolding in your life right now. Like, the Wheel of Fortune is all about good luck. It's about positive karma. It's about life cycles. It's destiny and a turning point, if you will. And I feel like that's all really positive energy for you, but at the end of the day, there's still an aspect of you that's stuck, okay? And I feel like I know that this was about like what people find alluring, but this must be a message that this group needs to hear. If this isn't resonating for you and you want to know like physical features, etc., then you might want to go to a different pile. But I feel like this collective, like part of the cycle that you're completing right now has to do with this influence over here. And part of the reason why that's happening is because you're shifting into this Empress energy. Regardless of your gender, you're embracing a more divine energy within yourself. And I feel like the more you allow yourself to be seen, the more you allow yourself to embrace who you truly are, not only are you attracting people towards you, but you're becoming more authentic within yourself and you're feeling more accomplished within your life. I really feel like there's some sort of an outdated cycle that could be coming to completion in this collective's energy. And I feel like whatever you're dealing with right now that brought this manipulative vibe towards you, Spirit's kind of encouraging you to take time to rest. Okay, so like because you are going through such a big transformation, especially, Spirit's saying it's time for you to take a little bit more time to like relax. Make sure that you're taking time to meditate. Maybe contemplate the path that you just were on and kind of like reevaluate your situation before you take a leap forward, is what they just showed me. I'm also hearing for a lot of you, one of the things people find really alluring about you is how you're able to like take care of yourself like that. Like there's something about how like you can rest without even thinking, is what they just said. Like when your body needs something, you're really quick to recognize that need. You're really quick to give your body its needs and requirements, if you will. I feel like the example that they're giving me is like you could be facing a really big challenge or a really big obstacle, and then all of a sudden you're burnt out and you're exhausted. So what you do is you go inward. You take time for yourself. Maybe you do a little bit of self-care. Maybe you pamper yourself. Maybe you just sleep for hours. Like whatever it is that you do helps you to step even further into this energy of the Empress and let go of whatever's holding you back. And I feel like there's people that, yes, again, there's people that are envious of this, but there's also people that admire it. Because I feel like I said, in the very beginning of this reading, this collective inspires people. You inspire people to change. You inspire them to do better. You inspire them to feel better about themselves. And part of that is because of the admiration that they hold towards you and how you're able to handle any challenge that comes your way. There's something really significant about the strength that this collective holds as well. Like, I feel like people are very attracted to your internal strength. They're attracted to how you're able to kind of like, I said already, like you're able to overcome any challenge with ease, is what they just showed me. I do feel like with the strength card in the reverse position, though, there is some lingering self-doubt in this collective's energy. You could even be feeling a little bit lower vibrational than usual, and that's because there's some sort of like raw, heavy emotion that needs to be released. And I feel like that ties into whatever this magician is in the reverse position. I also sense out of all the piles so far, like you definitely experience a lot of evil eye. I feel like you get a lot of shade thrown your way, but it's because you're going through some sort of like a transitional stage right now. So what they're showing me is like you stepping out of one chapter of your life that may have been a little bit more low vibrational, a little bit more draining, and you're stepping into a more like secure and high vibrational energy. And as you go through that transformation, there are people from your past, whether they're presently involved in your life or you've already let go of, that could be sending you a little bit of envy. And it's not really intentional is what I'm hearing. It's just because like they feel within themselves they can't achieve what you're achieving right now in your life. But that doesn't make it easier for you to experience, because I feel like not only do you have some raw emotions you need to process from the last cycle, but there's something about your low energy being tied towards whatever evil eye or envious energy is coming your way. There's something about how this collective, especially with the magician here, what they want you to do is start recognizing your abilities and talents when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to witchcraft, when it comes to alchemy. And I feel like what they want you to do is kind of transmute that negative energy that's being thrown your way into something that's going to benefit you. So it's going to be different for each person in this collective, but there's also something about like how that in itself is attractive, like how you can take the energy around you and like bend it to your will, if you will. But make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Like, don't be manipulative yourself, okay? Like, perhaps some of you are breaking that kind of a cycle. Maybe you're recognizing that you've been a little bit manipulative or codependent, etc. And I feel like part of the reason this is happening is because you're embracing a more feminine energy within yourself. Gender, again, not specific. You could be connecting more with nature. You could be pulling in more abundance. You could be doing more beauty rituals, whatever the case may be. They just showed me glamour magic as well. I feel like whatever you're doing is helping and shifting is what they just showed me. But there's a need for you to kind of transmute that negative-ish, is what they just said. What is this song? It's been pulling me in the whole time. It's called Right My Wrongs by Bryson. Yeah, there's some sort of clarity coming towards this collective, and they're immediately pulling me to these two reversals here. So whatever you've been struggling with, I feel like you're about to get like a really clear headspace on like what you need to let go of, what aspects of you have been stuck, and what patterns have been keeping you stagnated. And I feel like the more you get clear about it, the more honest you are with yourself about it, the easier it's going to be for you to kind of grow and transform. Yeah. I was going to say this. People really admire your softness. Like, you're a very gentle and kind soul. And I feel like people really admire that about you, even though, and like, I'm hearing this collective, like, you could have dealt with a lot of people taking advantage of that. People taking advantage of your kindness, of your sweetness, or whatever. And I feel like, even though that happened to you, you still didn't allow it to get you down. You're still a nice and kind soul. You're still soft. You're still generous. You recognized that those people did that out of their own shit, is what I'm hearing. And that's something a lot of people find enticing about you. Because, again, not a lot of people can do that. A lot of people hold grudges. A lot of people keep that to their chest. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like this collective, like, you never let anything you experience trauma-wise or pain-wise or betrayal-wise, you never let any of that affect you to that extent. You always still stayed true to that soft side of you. What else do we have for pile 2, please? What do people find attractive or alluring about them? I don't love this. We have the Two-Face coming out in the reversed. Honestly, some of you could be closing out an outdated cycle from your past, and I feel like this ties into that manipulative energy. So, like, either you're letting go of someone who is very manipulative, who had a tendency to point the finger at you, who had two sides to them, like they're showing me like a Jekyll and Hyde energy, or maybe this is an aspect of you. Maybe you're recognizing that there's a side of your shadow that was very two-faced and manipulative and had a tendency to point the finger at other people instead of taking accountability for yourself. There could be something about, like, dirty photos and, like, theft here. Someone could have taken something from you. Right. Spirit's encouraging this collective to take some sort of a trip. We also have, like, friends can be an influence, so there could be an aspect of this group that, like, there's a need for you to kind of make decisions for yourself. Whatever this is about, though, they're not really giving too much insight. I feel like that's going to be different for all of you. So for some of you, you have an OnlyFans account and, like, someone stole a photo from you. Others of you, maybe someone stole an image and, like, sold it for money. I don't know. Maybe that's some of your trauma. I don't take it however it resonates for you. But, like, whatever that is about, it's going to be exposed, is what they just said. I'm also hearing, like, you have a very overprotective, like, protective force about you, and like the people you love are always going to feel that presence. They're always going to feel protected by you, which is something that, like, people actually really admire. We do also have the never understands energy, so there could be an aspect of you that's stuck in some sort of a cycle pertaining to confusion, and I feel like this is why you're not paying attention to red flags that people may be embodying. or you're listening to your friends in the wrong way. Like, there's just something that's blocking this collective from embracing their truth completely. And they're showing me that Wheel of Fortune with that world's influence in the beginning of this reading. So, like, I honestly feel like this group is going through some sort of a transformation, and during this transformation, you're shifting out of an outdated cycle and into a more stable one. There could be something surrounding your crown chakra that's significant as well. Like, there might be a blockage in your crown. There might be a need to kind of clear your crown chakra. I'm also seeing, like, a really busy activity coming towards this group. So, like, your life could get really hectic in the next coming weeks. I don't know, take it however it resonates, but whatever this is representative of, there's a need for you to make sure that you're taking time to rest and maintaining your healthy lifestyle, is what I just heard. At the end of the day, if you want to hear something different pertaining to, like, why people find you alluring and attractive, you might want to choose one of the other piles that we have today. Though you did get some of those answers, I feel like this collective is going through such a massive transformation, and I just heard the term glow up, and I feel like during this transformation and glow up, you're not really recognizing truth about yourself right now, which is why you're not able to hear it, is kind of what I'm sensing. And I feel like part of this is definitely because of the envy that you're being sent, but it's also because of the transition that you're currently going through. So whatever is unfolding in your life right now, you just kind of need to, like, trust the process, allow things to manifest naturally, and don't try to control the narrative, is what I'm hearing, okay? Now, remember, the songs are in the description box below for those of you that are interested, and I hope that helps whoever it's meant for. Hello, pile number 3. This is for those of you that chose this pile, or you were drawn to the Light Seers Tarot deck. So immediately off the bat for this one, I feel like this collective, what is alluring, attractive, and enticing about you is your aura. There's something very significant about your aura. I'm also hearing your energy, okay? So, like, there's something that pulls people in immediately because of the energy that you carry, the energy you embody, your aura's colors. I'm seeing for some of you, you have, like, white golden aura, or you have, like, a pinky red aura. For some of you, this is very specific, but it depends on when you're ovulating. So, like, my traditional women, if you're in an ovulation cycle, your aura could be, like, a little bit of a pinky tone, but regularly, it's probably a golden white. Others of you, it just fluctuates between the two. It doesn't necessarily mean anything that deep, is what I just heard. But that's definitely what people find the most attractive about you, is, like, your aura and the energy that you carry on a regular basis. I feel like this collective, like, you are very much, you live by that term, like, access to your energy is a privilege. And I feel like people really admire that about you. Because your aura is so bright and so vibrant, you have a tendency to attract, like, a moth to a flame, almost very low vibrational energies. And I feel like this was a lesson you might have had to learn the hard way in the past, because your energy or your light would have been taken from you over and over again, is what I'm hearing. So you learned that, like, if you wanted to be, like, if you wanted someone in your life, or they wanted to be in your life, they had to have a very similar aura or vibration to yours. Like, this collective, like, you not only take no bullshit, but, like, your peace is more important than anything else, is what I'm hearing. And I feel like that's another reason why people are attracted to you. Because, like, you take no bullshit. Your peace is critical. Like, you are not afraid to set those boundaries, is what I'm hearing. The first song to come on for this group is called Confessions, Part 2 by Usher. Anyway, let's see what comes through. For pile number 3, what is alluring or attractive about them? That was too many. What is alluring or attractive about them? Yeah, your ability to leap, too. Your ability to surrender. Your ability to just embrace the changes of life and not try to control them is what I just heard. Something about an amethyst crystal could be significant for this collective. Some of you could even be Aquariuses. February Aquarius, to be specific. I know that because I am one, and it's also my birthstone. So, like, happy early birthday to my fellow Aquarian babies. There could be a significance to that. You don't necessarily have to be an Aquarius, okay? Like, maybe you just think like one. Like, so, like, Aquariuses are very, like, outer worldly. They're very unique. They're very, like, people sometimes associate them with, like, alien energy. Maybe you carry those characteristics within yourself. Maybe you're an out-of-the-box kind of thinker. Maybe you're the type that, like, sees things beyond the 3D, is what I'm hearing. I'm also seeing a little bit of a dreamy aspect in this collective's energy. So you have, like, a nice duality, is what they're telling me, between, like, not only logic, but, like, a dreamier vibration. Okay, so, like, I'm also hearing Pisces energy. So if you aren't an Aquarius, you might carry some Pisces in your chart. You don't necessarily have to, okay? It could have to tie back, like I said, it could be the traits. So Pisces are really dreamy. They're very, like, romantic. They're very, like, in their mind kind of energy. So this collective could tend to carry that kind of energy about them. There's something really significant about this Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck, though, they're telling me. So for some of you, there could be someone coming into your life. someone who finds you very enticing, someone who's going to offer you romance. But the other thing I'm seeing for this collective, people actually find this aspect of you very attractive. You're very charming. You're very beautiful, first of all. Regardless of your gender, like, you are very, very beautiful. I feel like you can stop traffic with your beauty kind of energy. And I feel like you have this imagination about you that people, like, it literally makes people stop and go, huh. Sometimes when you speak, like, you do that to people. I feel like you're also very charming, and you have this, like, romantic side to you that not everybody has ever seen, but those that have seen it really, really, really like it. Like, they're like, holy, that's beautiful. It's giving, like, lover girl, lover boy kind of energy. Yeah. We have the King of Pentacles in the reverse position with the Fool, the Star, the Eight of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Temperance. So you have a lot of major arcanas here, which is telling me that this collective, much like the last pile, could be going through some sort of a massive transformation. There could be big change unfolding in your life, and for some of you, this actually has to do with an aspect of your shadow side that was a little bit caught up in materialistic ideals. When the King of Pentacles shows up in the reverse position, it's an indication of someone who has very, like, poor leadership skills, first of all, has a really hard time with money. So, like, you could have, like, financial inadequacy, or you have a really hard time with finances. Someone who's obsessed with wealth, power, status, money, etc. And I feel like what's shifting for this collective is you're walking away from those outdated ideals. And if this wasn't you that embodied that kind of characteristics, then maybe you're leaving someone like that behind, and you're shifting into a more, like, enriching and abundant future. There's just a significance to this collective recognizing a pattern, is what I just heard. Something about your sacral chakra could be of significance for this group as well. You could be going through some sacral chakra upgrades. There's a lot of orangey here. But yeah, I feel like people find it, like, really attractive that you beat to your own drum. Like, you just live the life that you want to live. You don't fit into anyone's mold. You don't fit into a box. The song Meet Virginia by Train. That's what I mean. Like, you literally do what you want to do. You live life how you want to live it. You don't let anybody tell you how to feel, how to act, what to dress, or who to be. Like, you're just uniquely yourself. And I feel like this is something people find very attractive about you. Like, there's something about this, like, authentic side of this collective that is, like, very enticing. And I feel like one of the things that Spirit's encouraging this group to do in this moment is to kind of just, like, leap. Is literally what I just heard. And I shrugged my shoulders too. Like, there's something about you kind of embracing whatever cycle you're moving into and, like, allowing for the changes to take place. So for those of you that you are walking away from someone and you are kind of, like, allowing that relationship to come to an end, they're encouraging you to leap into the unknown in a way that you've never really done before. This group is also very free-spirited, and I don't remember which pile that came through in, but, like, I feel like this collective, like, part of what you're embracing is exactly that. And I feel like the more you embrace it, the more you're pulling towards you. Does that make sense? Like, they're showing me a magnet in my mind's eye. I feel like this group is becoming, like, very magnetic. You're pulling in opportunities, situations, potential love interests, potential friendships. And it's because you're becoming more spontaneous. You're becoming more innocent. You're becoming more free-spirited. You're allowing for change to happen instead of trying to control it. Which is another thing I feel like people find really attractive about this collective is, like, your ability to allow things to just happen. A lot of people try to control the narrative. A lot of people try to hold on to things and situations that ultimately are not serving their highest good. You don't do that, is what I'm sensing. Like, this collective either has never struggled with it, or it was a lesson that you've already learned how to break free from. You allow things to end. You allow relationships to close. You allow job opportunities to walk away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this collective knows that every time there's an ending, there's a new beginning right around the corner. And I feel like this is something that you do with ease, and this is something people both find attractive and a little intimidating, because not a lot of people can do that. I feel like in the past, you might have had a tendency to kind of revert into a toxic cycle where you would either bed rot, your depression would get really bad, or you would get really riddled with anxiety. But this collective very much goes with the flow now. You kind of surrender to the divine, and you trust that whatever happens, happens for a higher reason. And I feel like the more faith and trust you put into your spirituality, into the divine, into God, whatever it is that you believe in, the more abundance you started to bring in. Honestly, for a lot of you, I feel like you are in the process of walking away from an outdated ideal surrounding your finances. And I feel like part of the reason why you're walking away from that is because you're learning to just leap and go with the flow. You're learning that, like, when you fixate on a problem is when you attract more problems. Whereas when you let go of a problem is when you attract a solution. I like how they worded that. There's definitely a significance about how, like, this is what I said, like, this collective, like, you know that even when something ends, it's leading you towards a new beginning. Because if you look at this card, she's walking towards the sun here. I feel like this collective, you're in the process of leaving something behind. This could have been a relationship. This could have been a person. It could have been a job or an outdated ideal. Like, there is just some sort of significance to, like, you walking away from something. And in the past, I feel like you could have struggled with an abandonment wounding, and this is something that, like, no longer affects you to the extent that it previously did. Part of the reason why this collective is walking away so effortlessly is because you have gained some sort of spiritual wisdom here. When it comes to the Hierophant, especially in this particular tarot deck's imagery, it really gives me the energy of some sort of spiritual ascension. I feel like this group is going through an upgrade, and as you're going through this upgrade, you're leveling up to a higher level of consciousness. You're recognizing the wisdom that you've always had within you when it comes to the path in front of you. And a big reason why is because I feel like this collective is embracing more of their spirituality, which is something people find attractive about you as well. I feel like there's something enticing about the way you just put trust in the universe, is what I'm hearing. This collective, like, there's something about your religious beliefs that, like, could be pulling people towards you, is what they're showing me. Maybe you're very, like, openly spiritual. And again, I can't remember what pile, like, it could have been the last one. Honestly, these two piles feel very similar. It's just, like, one is a little bit further, I don't want to say behind, but, like, you feel like you're a little bit further ahead in this process, whereas that last collective feels like it's just starting it, if that makes sense. I feel like, honestly, you have recognized a lot of things about your shadow that kept you stagnated, and this is something that people find really enticing, because not a lot of people are willing to do the shadow work. The work you invested into yourself, the things that you recognized about you where you were conforming, where you were kind of like following traditional norms, or like you were falling into patterns that like were generational, etc. The more you recognize this truth, the more you started to kind of like allow for change to take place within yourself. I feel like another thing they're showing me that this collective that a lot of people are enticed by, pardon me, in this collective has to do with your ability to allow change to happen. Like, you're not afraid of it. You're not afraid of change. You're not afraid of failure, and you're not afraid of, like, any of it anymore, is what I'm hearing. And again, it's because this collective, like, you started to recognize that, like, those things would happen that would lead towards a new beginning. So, like, example, I like to tell clients all the time, like, when failure occurs in your life, it's not actually a failure, it's a lesson. It's an opportunity for growth. And I feel like that's what this collective has started to come to terms with, and that's why there's such a positive shift in your life right now. Honestly, with the Temperance card being the last tarot as well, like, I feel like you've found a sense of balance within yourself. You have this, like, balanced aspect of, like, your mind and your intellect, your intuition and your ego, if that makes sense. And I feel like the more moderation you brought into your life, the more patience you had for your path before you, the easier it was for you to embrace your purpose and kind of allow the divine or God, whatever it is you believe in, to guide you. There's something really attractive in this collective pertaining to, like, how you view the world and how you view situations. Like, I don't know quite how to explain this, but I feel like you have a much more positive outlook on life than the average individual. So when challenges and obstacles kind of come into your path, you don't look at them in the same way that somebody else would. And I feel like this is something people find very attractive about you, because it's how you handle things. It's how you handle challenges. It's how you handle obstacles. It's like, I'm hearing, like, the example they're giving me is, like, let's say a job doesn't work out for you and you get fired, or you like, the company goes under, or like whatever, and you lose your income. You just look at it and you're like, oh, okay, I guess something new is going to take its place. And then within a few days or a few weeks, sure enough, something falls into your lap. People find that very enticing about you. I'm also hearing on the other side of that, people are kind of envious of that because they feel like you're not working for the things that you're accomplishing. But what they're not recognizing about this group is that you came out of the depths of hell. Like, this is a collective that has been heavily working on their shadow. And I feel like you had to crawl from this darkness. I don't know how else to word that, to get to where you're currently at in your mental state of mind. Anyway, what else do we have for pile number 3 for what people find alluring and attractive? Again, something about an amethyst crystal is going to be significant for this group. So people really like your focus, is what I'm hearing. People find it really attractive that you're able to, like, study and maintain a focus on a task or something that you find interesting. Maybe some of you might just be readers, like you might like to read. Maybe you're a bit of a nerd. Maybe you game, like maybe you're into nerdier stuff. Maybe you're into comic books. I also, like, no discrepancy towards being a nerd. I am a nerd. But, like, I feel like people find that really attractive. They find it attractive that you like to read. They find it attractive that you're organized or that you're focused. Like, there's something significant about that. You also have the attention of somebody, someone with a bit of a king dang-a-lang. Others of you that are my traditional men, people like that about you. You could be packing some heat, or you just know how to use it. I don't know. Take it how it resonates, okay? Yeah, like, this is what I mean. Like, I feel like this collective, like, you fall in love with anything you learn. You fall in love with life. You're not afraid to, like, embrace the life that you're living. And I feel like people find that very attractive. There's also an emphasis on like your creative outlets and like how you're able to like visualize and then create it effortlessly is what I'm hearing. I also feel like this group sees their worth in a way that they may never have. Or like somebody sees it. Honestly, for some of you, it's that king dangling. They see your worth and they wish they saw it before. Something about monarch butterflies could be significant. You and this person from your past could have had a tendency to jump to conclusions. I feel like, I hate to say that it was from your past, but it could have been. I'm also seeing spirits saying, like, people find it really enticing that you're able to, like, detox from social media. I didn't even notice these were flipped over. People find it really enticing that you're able to, like, unplug effortlessly from social media or from, like, conversations, etc. Like, there's something about how this collective, like I said in the very beginning, like, your peace is the utmost importance to you. So you take that to, like, a level that the average person doesn't, and I feel like people really admire that about you. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, you make really healthy choices in your life, and if you don't, like, you're starting to. You're trying to eat better. You're trying to take better care of yourself. Something about a winter arc this is what this is giving me. Something about the winter season is going to be really significant for this group. I feel like this is more confirmation that whatever you're doing in the path that you're on right now is working. It's leading you towards where you need to go. Yeah, this is someone you had a breakup with. And I feel like you're both jumping to conclusions about it. There could be a significance to the spring as well for this group. Something about the winter or the spring season could be important. Spirit is reminding you that everything you put into the universe comes back to you in threefold. So some of you, people admire that you don't gossip. They admire that you don't talk shit. Others of you need to work on this. Take this however it resonates, okay? There could be somebody from your past struggling at this moment. I feel like they're struggling to sleep. They're struggling to focus. And this is because they're going through some sort of they're going through some sort of a breakup. There was some sort of a betrayal in this energy. Honestly, for some of you, this is someone that, like, you have a divine connection with. And this person's been communicating with you a lot telepathically. And I feel like they are going to be coming forward in the 3D. Because you have knowledge to share, is what I just heard. But this person's going through some sort of a spiritual ascension right now. A spiritual awakening. And the awakening is leading them to you, is what I just heard. Yeah, I feel like they're giving the boot to a lot of toxic patterns in their life. Which is something that you've already done. For some of you, this is a newer love. Okay, this could be someone that you were friends with or a social media connection. Take it however it resonates. But this person's too nervous to communicate the truth to you right now. So I feel like they're keeping their distance is what I'm hearing. And then we do have the new love energy. At the bottom of the deck, we have the summer. So there could also be an importance to the summertime for this collective. I feel like there's a really big significance on, like, you're experiencing some sort of a rebirth right now. And during this time, they're encouraging you to just take some time for yourself. All right? But that's what I have for this group. I hope that helps whoever it's meant for, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend.